Hey guys, this is Eman Ibrahim and I'm a sociology major, and today in this video I'll be explaining bandwagon appeal or bandwagon fallacy. Some of you might know what bandwagon appeal is, but if you don't, then I'll be explaining it in this video so that you can have a better understanding, and I'll give about 5 examples so that you can have the insights of what this topic means. So let's start with this. So first off, our teacher assigned this presentation to us, and our presenters are Eman Ibrahim, that's me, Afsha, Aksa Hussain, and Amreen. So, and our, as you can see, our title is Bandwagon Fallacy. We'll start with the explanation of this presentation. Sorry for the inconvenience. Bandwagon fallacy is the logical fallacy of claiming that something is true because everyone believes it. Whether that belief is actually true or not doesn't really matter. And this fallacy is also known as appeal to the masses. And now you see, the problem here is popularity. Just because something is popular doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. It's not just enough to agree with something based on its popularity or impopularity, We need to go further and see more things like facts and figures, references, and sources of that thing. If you want to make something valid or invalid, never use popularity, because this just proves that the majority of people are doing, so we are doing too. Bandwagon fallacy also occurs when you try to convince people that something is true because it is widely held to be true. Basically, what this fallacy does is get people to think or do something because everyone else has done it. So it's almost like peer pressure. And a logical fallacy is reasoning that is not based on pure facts. In other words, it is bad logic because arguments are not sound. It is different from logic conclusion in that a logical conclusion comes from a proven fact, and you can trust the original statement. Like, take this as an example. Mathematical proofs and theorems are based on logic. The reasoning behind them has to be solid, and for a theorem and proof to be true and usable. And anytime you make an assertion in your writing, remember this to back it up with a legitimate source, so that you know that it's an original statement from someone expert. So yeah. And take an issue that has almost an unanimously popular support. We know that Earth isn't flat. The fact this opinion popular has no bearing on whether or not the Earth is flat or round. Instead, we know that the Earth isn't flat because we have pictures from the space from different angles, and and you cannot fall off the edge of the Earth. Those are the couple of reasons why we know that Earth isn't flat. But back in the day, people thought that the world was flat, and now today we know that the world isn't flat and it is round. But back in the day, people were ignorant to the fact that they believed that the Earth was flat. Now moving on to the next slide, we have you can see that the people are jumping off a cliff. And you can remember by that when you told your parents that you want to do the same thing just because your friends are doing that thing, and you were committing a bandwagon fallacy without you knowing that you were actually and then your parents told you that what if your friends jump off a cliff, would you too? So that was bandwagon fallacy. So yeah, bandwagon fallacy. And it also works by arguing, because so many other people hold a specific belief and that belief can't be wrong. And it also makes the believer to second guess any belief that they have about that belief. And here we have this image where it shows that people are lining up for the popular opinion rather than the reasonable arguments. Why? Because people might have saw that there's many people, so it must be correct, right? So that's why they line up for the popular opinion. In the second slide that we have, it's also the same, where there's one person on the bus side and there's many people on the other side. People are committing bandwagon fallacy. So moving on to the examples, we have here we have like 12 examples, and then I'll explain 5 of them and leave the rest for you to do. So yeah, so I'll start with the first example that we have is Ali says to Ahmed, don't do your homework, come to the movies tonight, everyone is going to be there. Now in this example, Ali is trying to convince Ahmed to go to the movies with him instead of doing his homework. His reason is that everyone is going to the movies, therefore Ahmed should too. However, Ali is committing the bandwagon fallacy because everyone going to the movies has nothing to do with Ahmed or why he should not do his homework, Therefore, Ali's reasoning is wrong. He has not given any Ahmed to any reason why he should not do his homework. He has rather just made an appeal to what everyone else is doing. So Ali is committing the bandwagon fallacy here. And in the example number 2, when Ali is deciding what clothes to buy, his friend tells him that the new jeans are the most popular fashion at the moment, so he should buy them. In this example, Ali's friend claims that the new jeans are the most popular, so he should buy them. Why? Because they are considered popular and fashionable. He did not tell him that the jeans are comfortable or not, but just because they are popular, so he should consider buying them. Ali's friend is committing the bandwagon fallacy here and by appealing to popular opinion rather than the comfort of clothes. So moving on to the example number 3, which is everyone is getting a new smartphone that's coming out this weekend, you have to get it too. In this example implies that there's a new smartphone being released that has generated a lot of hype and interest. The speaker suggests that because many people are purchasing this smartphone, it must be worth getting, and the listener should consider, buying it. However, it's important to remember just because many people are buying this particular product doesn't necessarily mean it's the best choice for everyone. It's important to do your own research, consider your own needs and preferences, and then make a decision based on what's best for you. And the decision to purchase the smartphone should be your own decision. Now moving on to the example number 4 in the slide number 2 that we have, example number 11. Everyone believes the news, so it must be true. It is important to recognize that not everything that is reported in the news is necessarily true or accurate, while and it is essential to approach news consumption critically by checking multiple sources and verifying information before accepting it as true. While the news can be a valuable source of information, of course it is true, and not blindly accepting everything that is reported as true. So that's it. And moving on to the last example that we have here is everyone thinks that the women are inferior to men. No amount of feminism will convince me. In this example, right, so this is bandwagon fallacy. This has happened in our society. The patriarchy in our society has conditioned and normalized the inferiority of women, and women have long accepted the fact that they are inferior to men, which is wrong logic, because I'm a woman and I'm capable of thinking and talking and helping others and doing other things. So what can we do and how can we solve this? All you have to do is check if the common belief is right in the first place, and if it doesn't have the true facts and figures, then don't follow the statement which is being said. So yeah, that's all for our presentation. And in this image you can see, I hope this is gluten free. Don't even know what that means, but it seems to be trend these days. People following the trends because they seem like, fun to do, so that's what they do, without even knowing the reason what that is. So that's bandwagon fallacy. Following something because it's popular, and doing it because many people are doing it. So yeah, that's all for today, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you understood this topic clearly, and thank you so much.